What do these G.I. Joes and Cobras from Hasbro's G.I. Joe classified line all have in common? Well, look at their armaments. It is either Nerf or nothing. Hey everyone, this is G.I. Gary from Pint Comics, and today we're going to look at the Valaverse Action Force Crimson Shadow Technologies prototype armament set. It's 35 pieces of weapon goodness, courtesy of Valaverse, and we'll take a look at it as we go on. Now, Action Force is a toy line by Valaverse. It's modern army action figures in the 1/12 scale. So these are at home with Marvel Legends or G.I. Joe Classified series. These are all modeled after real world or slightly into the future weapons. It comes with various edged weapons. We have a battle axe right here. You have, various knives. They're all wonderfully detailed 1/12 scale, 6-inch line. We have two hunting knives, and this is pretty cool. You have a hunting knife right here. It's a little bit larger than this hunting knife, but this hunting knife has the nice serration on the backside. So it's pretty cool. I have a little variety there. You have a handful of pistols, all well detailed. The treat is this Colt. I believe it's a Python. The cylinder is, ridges. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think this is going to be the weapon for Sergeant Slaughter when Sergeant Slaughter comes out with the Action Force line. We have a MAC-10 or Uzi machine gun right here with silencer attached. So it is really cool. These things are well detailed. Sawed-off pump action shotgun. Me personally, I never understood the appeal of a sawed-off pump action. I'd always wonder why they don't use a semi-automatic 12 gauge. But I guess people like the click-click that a pump action will make. And then we got this beautiful 40 millimeter grenade launcher here. Now it has a rotating cylinder and firing off, came assembled. Looks really good. We have the M4 carbine here with a attached 40 millimeter grenade launcher with removable magazine. I reached out to Bobby Valla about the machine gun pack that included for the 5.56 ammunition clips, or sometimes called the 223 caliber. And I said, hey, some of these are kind of loose. And this one actually fits pretty well. And like something like this, I'll just randomly try it. It fits in there, but it falls out. And while I did understand that these are prototypes, that maybe these are the first offering, he did explain that the slot in here was left kind of loose to allow for paint applications on the magazines. So we're going to see some good, more detail with these guns as well. And then we have a beautiful AK-47. This thing is going to be, when it's painted, it's going to look absolutely stunning. The detail on this is magnificent. This is a proper AK-47 with removable magazine. And then, last but not least, is the M60 machine gun here with a bipod that I had to assemble on. And then you also have the magazine, the drum magazine for the ammunition. And that even clips on as well. The only thing I would say on this would be I'd prefer if the magazine was only allowed to be put into the gun one way. But, because most guns are set up for right-hand shooter, I would expect the chamfer to be on towards the inside of the body. push it in, and it's nice. Way to go. So that's a general overview, first look of the weapons. Let's see how they look in hand. Now, the first G.I. Joe in need of a major weapons upgrade was Gung Ho. Gung Ho is, unfortunately, the figure I'm most let down by. It's a solid figure, but it's just, some things are just too much of a departure for me to truly like this figure. Plus, there's some other fitment issues dealing with the Nerf-based weapon system that Hasbro uses. And rather than concentrate on why Hasbro made the decision to go with Nerf weapons rather than realistic weapons, we're just going to concentrate on how these new armaments look in the hands of a 6-inch action figure. Also of note is that there's also going to be a complete Gung Ho upgrade kit through Valaverse and Action Force as an exclusive with Big Bad Toy Store to fix the entire figure. But in the meantime, right now, we have the 40mm grenade launcher, and it, like I said, it looks stunning. It looks good on his sculpt. And the other thing too is it goes nicely into his hand, and unlike his weapons that he comes with that are a pain to get into his hand, Gung Ho looks really good with the grenade launcher firing off at the Cobra troops. Blooping frags. Now, one of the strongest figures in the G.I. Joe line is the classified Hasbro Pulse exclusive Snake Eyes, and he does come with real weapons. One of the things I do like is that M60. Snake Eyes was known back when he was in the bush in Nam, he ran the M60 Hog. So I felt it was only appropriate to give it to Snake Eyes here. And you can see it is, again, it's beautiful. And I'm just getting it to go in place. And again, it's easy to grip, fire it off. Real bullets. So it's a good looking gun. And the other thing too is this bipod is very stiff. Had to snap it in, but it's nice and stiff, so don't need to worry about losing it. So for Destro here, I gave him the Swarm's main rifle. Notice that it also has a peg hole for smoke or firing effects. It is a futuristic weapon set in the Action Force universe, which is set a decade or two into the future. It's a good fit for Destro. Also, for his sidearm, I gave him this Colt 1911 45, and again, more peg holes for firing effects. And everything slips in. And my Destro's hand's a little tight, so I'm just going to put it back in the holster for the time being. But still, arming him with something that is definitely more appropriate for a adult-based toy line. Duke here has the M4 carbine. Good standard weapon for him. I think it's appropriate to the character. Again, you got the 40mm grenade launcher and the stuff. And it looks really good. And actually, this would be probably right now one of my favorite pairings. But right now, they all pair really well with the G.I. Joes. So I can't wait to see how they fit with the Action Force line as well. And the AK-47 is proudly displayed by the Cobra Trooper, like I would give him any other rifle. The AK-47 is a sign of, the Cold War. It is a sign of guerrilla warfare, mass-produced, fires when dirty. So the appropriate gun for a paramilitary terrorist organization or other upcoming enemies of the Union. So this has been G.I. Gary's quick look at the Action Force Crimson Shadow Technologies prototype armaments set brought to us by Valaverse. I think this is a swell set of highly detailed, great 1/12 scale weapons to put in our 6-inch modern Army action figures. They look great in the G.I. Joe classified figures I'm showing them with, because when the Action Force line comes out, if the detail is this good in the guns, I can't wait to see what the detail is going to be like in the action figures themselves. With that, this has been G.I. Gary, and you can follow us on Pint Comics on Facebook and Twitter at Pint-O Comics. You can follow us on Instagram at Pint_O_Comics. or you can keep up with us on our website, www.pintocomics.com. And also don't forget about our Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time show at wesufm.org. Again, this has been G.I. Gary from Pint Comics, and see ya!